thermal sound waves.
It's thermal sound waves, a natural alternative to fast food radio.
Yes.
We hear C.Truth, Kev Lawrence.
That's correct.
Right about now, we got someone who's a vet in this game, been putting it down for a long, long time. Does a lot of different things.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I still find out new things that he does or did or was a part of and is still doing. So I ain't gonna lie. I'm a I don't know if you call it a fan that knows somebody, but that's still a fan. I'm appreciative. That's all I can say. I'm appreciative.
No question. Right about now on the program, Thermal Soundwaves, we got joining us, man, Sean Penn, Little Shawn.
Sean Penn is dead.
Now,
Sean Penn is, okay.
Now, hold on.
All
See,
right.
this is what I was saying.
All right.
This is what I was saying. We don't know what to call you right now because it was a while ago. It became Sean Penn, and now it's Little Shawn. So you was like, and I call you young man. You're like, that was a long time ago. I was like, I don't know because the music I'm hearing now is like Benjamin Button flow. It's like it's not because I know you, we know you, and all that stuff. It's like it's like wow. It's really, really good.
Oh man, I humbly thank you and appreciate that. Are you ready for me to talk or no?
No, I ain't ready for you to talk yet. I still want to say something good about you. No, you gotta wait. Gotta wait. Like
okay.
Like really, it sounds like somebody that is new with a veteran coach behind him on how to do it properly. I hope that makes sense to somebody. Like, yo, who's his magic? Because the way he's moving is really good for a young dude.
Interesting.
And that's what I'm getting from. That's what I meant by it. So now you can go ahead and talk.
Well.
No, I ain't ready for you to talk yet. Hold on. And he's really a good, humble gentleman, too. He's really brotherly, and he takes you on cool ride-alongs sometimes. We're going to leave the ride-alongs alone, but it takes you on cool ride-alongs, and you learn from him in the ride-along. You just sit in the seat. If he takes you for a ride-along, you shut up, and you sit in the passenger seat, and you just listen.
Well, let me just start by saying I appreciate you guys for even considering me as a guest, number one, because I don't do much, ever. So every request for interviews, the answer is always no, right? Because a lot of different reasons, but, these fast food drive-through content creators, if you will, for lack of a better word, they're not insightful. They don't have much to say. They don't speak well. They probably can't spell either. And it's like I don't know what would we talk about besides what the simple wants to know, right? Which is like one thing. So when Matt Hoffa asks me, he says, well, where you want to start? I'm like, I can't interview me. I'm here. You could start any way you want because you don't know much. Because I know the small that I've put out in the universe. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So even in light of the recent shortcomings or mishaps or tragic revelations going on with Sean Combs, he's a guy that I kind of started with because when he first got hired by Andre Harrell, his first project was A&R Father MC's album, and I wrote half the album. So I've been with him since the beginning. I used to hang out with he and his mother, right? I know the guy. And I will say this, if I can, what he's going through isn't really who he is as a person. Right, so that's just like if you knew like a crackhead from your neighborhood, right, and they got clean, and now they're like back to who they were, actually a brand new person, and then you tell them, man, you should have seen you, man, you was running from car to car begging for quarters, and they're like, well, I was on crack. That's what drug addicts do, right? When we're strung out, we need money for the next high or hit. And in the case of Sean Combs, he's an addict. He's not who you knew. He isn't who you've grown to love with the Bad Boy catalog, with every artist and every song and the Benjamins and Biggie. And that's not who we're looking at today. He is addicted to substances, plural. You get what I'm saying? So
it's Thermal Sound Waves, a natural alternative. We here with Little Shawn, C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. Do you think this is something that happened to him because of like the industry and the people that he's been around? Because I remember you stating a while back that you kind of, stayed low from the industry because of kind of the people that was there and what was going on with it?
Well, you can't see. It's hard to say. That's hard to say that in relation to Sean Combs because of the position that he's always been in on an executive level, right? And it's like, who could he possibly be influenced by? And it would have to been early on, which is Andre Harrell and Russell, right? And then maybe a Leo, but not so much because at Uptown MCA, it was about being black. So the inside joke was Def Jam is the streets and Andre is champagne. Right? Wow. Black excellence. Andre started that. Ghetto fabulous, right? And everything he did was too clean for Russell's catalog of roster of artists. But that was the joke, right? We're R&B choruses and Russell's not. Right? So, but that was the thing. So when you look at all that Puffy has immersed into, this is like if Andre started Uptown in the 2000s, right? It would have been Bad Boy, but Biggie was signed to Uptown first. A lot of people don't know that.
And then Puff said, you know what? I don't like how where it's going. So he said, let's go with me because I believe he got fired or laid off from.
Well, no. See, and that's another kind of a myth. So MCA, the parent company, let me know if you want me to stop and go in another direction.
Keep going.
But so MCA, the parent company, they were the police, right? And Uptown being the subsidiary, Puffy was always getting into stuff like he just mischievous, you know what I'm saying? But in a good and bad way, just fighting the power. And Andre being the power, he's coming back with results. Mary selling, Jodeci selling. I mean, bro, I could remember when Puff rapped on their record. Oh my God, they had a fit, not knowing that he would grow to be bigger than that. You get what I'm saying?
He was rapping with Biggie and the Dolly My Baby remix. Am I correct?
Long before that, man. You talking about long before that, bro. Listen, when I met Puffy, I was writing for Father MC. We were going to a house in Jersey to check up on Jodeci, to hear music, make sure they had their per diem to eat. And then we come back to the city, go take yellow cabs to speak at schools. Then we go with Mary, check up on Mary. Bro, this was like an incubator. This guy was, bro, I'd never seen anybody work that hard in my life, ever. So we were on the set of Father MC's first video, and you can go look at it when you get a chance. Treat them like they want to be treated, right? Mm-hmm. And Mary was an extra in the video. She was singing background on camera. And they had this guy that used to dance for EPMD. His name was Fendi. Man, you talking about he was the baddest dancer in the hip-hop game, period. Okay? Bad. I'm talking about, man, this dude, awesome. And it was another guy dancing, and they were rehearsing, right? They were rehearsing the routine. They had burgundy suits on. This is probably my first or second video set I'm ever on, right? Really new to Puff, knowing him, right? And I'm there, and Puff yelled, cut, and told the other guy, yo, man, go back there and take that suit off, man. You can go home. And I'm sitting there going, the hell? And Puff disappeared and came out with the suit on and jumped in step with the dude Fendi. Like he remembered all. I couldn't believe it. So if you go look at that video, that's Puff dancing. There was another guy. Yo, listen, man. So you just see this dude behind his desk as an A&R, right? See, I came from the streets, and all I ever had around me was hustlers my whole life. My pops was in the game. So when I get around these music guys, I didn't even smoke weed. So I don't even want to be around that. So when you get in this game, I mean, those are the drugs of choice, right? And if anybody's indulging, you'll see that, you'll smell that. You could even see somebody's nose running or somebody high or somebody nodding out. But where you're at and you're not, this ain't for you. You get what I'm saying? Exit stage left.
No question.
Right?
Absolutely.
But if you want to be down with that, all you got to do is stay. You get what I'm saying? And you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. So it's just like the misconception about prison, right? People think that, oh man, prison, everybody is right? No, not at all, right? It's there for you. So a lot of people that take part in that, it'd be a choice. Okay, you're talking about somebody that been there, many prisons, okay, on the federal level. So, and that's the misconception that people think just being on the street and not knowing. You hear all the stories, but those are not true. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to be too wordy, but go ahead.
Nah, that's cool. It's Thermal Sound Waves, a natural alternative to fast food radio. We here, C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. We talking to Little Shawn here with us on the program. If y'all don't know, y'all need to get your Google on and find out about this dude as far as like what he's put down within the game and within the art.
Now, Little Shawn, I gotta say that I'm happy you started out with that, what you said earlier about Mr. Sean Combs. And we let you go with that because I noticed that when people talk to people like you, they talk about everything other than entertainment business in your career. And your career is extremely unique. And if people don't see you, they'd be like, oh, this guy he's a old school guy that's washed up. I'm like, no, you don't understand. This guy is a genius. This guy has massive information to help you and to help anybody else out, and he is living off the fruits of his labor. And I people don't want to admit things, but however, I went for a ride along one time. That's what I call it, a ride along, and I just remember saying to myself, "Shut up and just listen." And with that trip alone, I think we had a couple of those. We just seen so many things. I started realizing the real culture of the hip hop industry and just intimate business, period. Just from seeing a couple of people, seeing how you go from a club to meeting one guy, DJ, shout out to Clark Kent, shout out everybody else. You're just seeing that, and I'm like, it's so sad that many people don't want to know more about this, but more about the things that don't really make any productive sense. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, you gotta stop. People have to stop listening with their emotions and start really paying attention to what's coming through the ear canal, right? And if you're not knowledgeable of how the feds work, right? So a lot of people are saying, well, we've all flown women out. And I'm like, well, no, not me, but hey, I hear you. But if your woman flies in happy and leaves unhappy, that means there's a complaint, right? Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, if there's a complaint and she's crossed state lines, see, state level, maybe not. Federal level, yes. You get what I'm saying? So, like in my case, right? And see, I am a scholar when it comes to all that I've gone through because I had to digest this thing and study it and learn why, right? And how. So all of my guys, on my case, got life for the most part, right? And I'm working to get one of them home right now. But it's easy to get in, hard to get out, right? So like even with Holder and Obama and the crack law changing 7 times, and we still have the Fourth Circuit in the Richmond division that they aren't even adhering to the change. Right. So that's what has to happen. So even with this election, man, this is life or death for a lot of people. Right. So, when you see these charges on Puff, one pistol, not assault rifle, one pistol is 37 months in the feds. First time offender is 37 months. One gun, handgun. Right. The guy that got dragged off the jet, the white guy. Right. The mule. Bro, he isn't on the indictment. Use your head. You think these people are going to stand tall? Why didn't you see all of the party people, at the court appearance, and you just seen his kids? I got the call a couple weeks ago before I got the call from 2 guys They used to be around. They say, yo, man, what's your relationship like with Puff? I'm like, why would you ask me that? I said, nah, he's coming to Harlem. He just want to hang out with some friends and get some love. And say, yo, bro, let me tell you something. Number one, I don't hang out. Number two, when was the last time you hung out with him? You understand? And don't call me with that. Like, don't make that the reason you called me. Then I got another call.
Understand what that means, but certain people don't understand what that means, but many people don't. But go ahead.
I got another call. Different person, same conversation. I'm like, yo, you too? What's wrong with you, man? Get off my phone. Like, come on, bro. I'm not a nice guy. Don't call me with that. You go hang out with Puff. You know what I'm saying? But there was a date given for his lawyer to surrender him. And them folks decided to come get him the day before. But the indictment was sealed, and it wasn't unsealed until the morning after. Why was he in New York? You ready for this one? See, I'm glad. See, listen, I love Kevin. Kevin, that's like my little brother. I say no to everything. I don't care what it is. Kevin is my brother. That's my little brother. I haven't seen him in eons, but that's my brother. And that's never going to change. Doesn't even matter how much time goes by, right? So that's why I'm on the phone. And if I'm talking, I'm speaking. I don't mince words. I don't play games. I don't do none of that. But you know that, Kev, right? Yes, cool. Sir. The thing is, knowing how they play, I know exactly what happened. They told his lawyer, you better have him in New York by the time this grand jury convenes, because if we got to go get him from LA or Miami, we're going to put him in transit. You know what transit is? Transit is we apprehend you, and then you'll go from jail to jail to jail to jail until you're back to stand before these charges in New York. That's transit. On that bus. I was on Con Air. You saw the movie Con Air? Yeah. Yes. I was on Con Air. It's a real thing. You're in the air. You think nobody cares. And if you crash, that's it. It's scary. Black boxing between your handcuffs.
Yep.
In between your wrists. I was there, bro. Seen it all, right? But that's why he was in New York. He had to be here. Now, here's the other thing. Feds are big on the acceptance of responsibility, and they are big on violence. So any of these guys that have had their cases exonerated, they've all had nonviolent drug offenses. Violence, you're finished in the feds. They don't even want to hear you. Acceptance of responsibility. For you to walk in that courtroom and with a bail package already prepared, I don't care how much it was, that showed them arrogance, because you didn't even know if they were considering a bail package for you. They frowned on that, and they said, this is one of the reasons why you're charged, an abuse of power, disregard for the law. That lawyer, he need to get rid of that guy. And I'll say it publicly. That dude is an idiot. Idiot. Okay? I had one. I know him well. Okay? The only light at the end of a tunnel that this guy has with these charges, listen, man, plead out to one, which is the lesser of whatever, and you save them money from going to trial, because look how much money they spent already. Look at all the different, yo, bro, listen, this ain't a game.
When they spend money, they get mad. When they spend money, they get mad.
It's not even funny. Like all these memes, and I can't do that because me and his oldest son, that's my little man. I was at his christening. You understand what I'm saying? This is not a game.
Real life.
And then the kids that have nothing to do with what ruined Dad, right? They have to see everything, and they got to hear everything. They're old enough to know. They know now, right? So these people don't miss. They don't miss, man, and they don't play. And look, same guy goes after who? The mayor, Eric Adams. But now he's at the press conference the other day, right before the indictment. And guess who's standing next to him? You ready for this one? The federal informant on my case, posing as a pastor.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Now, Eric was with me when he was campaigning. I'm always at my cigar lounge in Rego Park. He's with me. I chased one guy away from him. I'm like, bro, you got it. That guy got to go. Not a good look. You'll lose. And he's surrounded by clergy. Okay, cool. John Sampson, we went to high school together. Tilden. Bro, listen, let me tell you something. This is not a game. And it's the same U.S. attorney. Are you crazy? Man, listen, bro. They don't waste money and they don't play games at all. The scariest thing you ever want to go through is that right there. Whew. All right. enough of the serious talk. We're done with that.
Thermal sound waves, the natural alternative. We hear C.Truth, Kev Lawrence talking to Little Shawn here with us. Are you going to write another book?
Hold on, before you get to that book thing, I gotta say that it's right. It's not funny. It's not funny. I don't want to get back to it, but I just gotta make sure people understand it's not funny. When you don't know, there's a big difference between a state courtroom and a federal courtroom. Oh, wood grain. Beautiful. Are you all right? Hey, how you doing? Want some water? They're very, very nice. But when them charges come down.
No. Before you even get to that. First of all, there's nobody there. That's number one.
Yeah.
Courtroom's empty. The carpet is beautiful blue. And when you look down and you don't see your feet because your feet have sank into the carpet, you can hear a mouse piss on cotton over disco music. I'll let y'all smoke that. Okay?
No question. Yeah. So on that note, we're going to move on to writing, the pen, the art of the words.
The writer.
Yes, indeed. You had a book out called The Black Church, or it's still out. It's still out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do another book? And if so, is it going to be like that one, or are you going to do a different subject matter with your next project?
I will never write another book as long as I live.
Why not?
Well, the only reason I wrote that book is because I didn't have money or understand the process for film and television at that time. So like everybody that kind of read the book, they said, man, it reads like a movie. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'll never do that again, and even in writing the book and promoting the book myself and self-publishing, going around, to different places promoting the book, man, if I tell you the nightmare that I had with people playing games, because when you hear my name, it's always connected to the negativity and the tragic events that happened to Tupac at the studio, right? But you don't hear the great things that I've contributed to the culture, because those people that have benefited from my favor have never spoken about it. So I'm responsible for putting Jay-Z on the radio. No DJ, program director, okay? Straight in her office. AZ, in the game, period.
Yes.
Busta Rhymes, solo contract outside of Leaders of the New School.
Yes.
Those people have gone on to do great things, but you don't know that, those were phone calls and requests from Shawn, right? And then you hear these things, they've heard them, and my name comes up, you think that they would even defend me? No. I left the game a long time ago. I went away, I came back, and still stayed underground. But now I'm back, and you don't want to tell the story, I'll tell the story, it's cool. But when someone says, oh no, that's not true, he's lying, then I'll retract it. Right? But the book, I had an interview with allhiphop.com. I'd never done these things when I was making music. And I'm very connected to the Nation of Islam and the minister's lieutenants. And they set up an interview with me and some guy named Chuck Creamer or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
and I go, what were you going to say? He's what?
No, I was going to say he's one of the founders of All Hip Hop.
He's a crab. He's a crab, a straight crab. So I go there to promote this book. He didn't read the book. He's giggling like a girl. And I'm just there waiting for the questions about the book. He wants me to talk about Tupac. So he's like, yo, can I ask you some Tupac questions? I'm absolutely not. So I leave after the interview, and the headline that comes out a day later is Little Shawn breaks his silence on Haitian Jack. I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So I called the Nation. I told him he got 10 minutes to take that down, or else I'm going to ruin that platform forever. So like whenever I go to the Tribeca Film Festival like every year for certain films, and if I see somebody running before the lights go down, it's him. Every time he sees me, he just runs. Right? Can I make this up? Like honestly, Kevin,
no.
You come on, bro. When's the last time you saw me? You don't even know.
It's been a long time. It's been
okay
since we took the picture with Uncle Ralph. It was a while ago.
I come home from the feds. I go to my neighborhood barbershop on Dean and Flatbush. I'm in the halfway house. I'm living the halfway house on Myrtle. I come in there to surprise those guys, like, surprise. And I open the door and I walk in. They're going, ah, hooray! Like Chappelle, hooray! Hooray! And there's a guy, and I was really close to one of the barbers. He's my best friend at the time. And the guy in his seat is squirming. Like, he's squirming like a little squid, right? And I just looked up. I didn't know what to think. And I said, yo, I'm going to wait till you finish, homeboy. And, whatever. And the guy got out. Do you know the story, Kev?
I think I heard of a story like this, but I'll let you finish. But it just, I know how I've seen you around with some things, so that's why I'm smiling. But go ahead.
So the guy gets out the chair, and he sees me, and he's like, hey, man, welcome home. I'm like, hey, thank you. I don't know who this guy is. He thinks I know who he is. I have no idea who this guy is. I'm just so happy to be home after 5 years, right? And he takes off running like the pitcher of Kool-Aid that busts through the wall. Oh, yeah. Right? And the whole barbershop is looking like, yo, what's up with that guy? And he said, the barber said, yo, he, when you came in, he said, yo, man, you know Shawn? He said, yeah. He said, how well do you know him? He said, that's my best friend. All of a sudden. He said, nah, you're like, you really friends? He said, yeah, what's up, man? He said, no, I just wanted to know. And I said, who was that guy? Kevin Powell, the guy that wrote the Vibe magazine article. Now, if you stood on what journalists stand on, right, which is your research and sound
and sources, quote unquote,
not Kevin Powell,
quote unquote,
right? You shouldn't run when you see someone you've written about, because what you said has been actual, factual, accurate, and source based and solidified with substantial blah blah blah. Every time. He's another runner. Yo, man, these guys have been losing weight every time they see me. And I'm like, when have I ever made, bro, does a gangster make hickeys on your chest? Like, where are you getting this stuff from?
All right, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, Shawn. All right, man. See, I love you, all right? And people I feel some people don't know, and it terrifies them. And not saying you're doing anything to anybody, just that people could see you in a picture and they may have problems with you, and you have a smile on your face, a certain kind of smile on your face. And then people see you in a picture with, let's say, me or the Cut Lieutenant, DJ Ace, and Uncle Ralph, and that same smile on your face. And it's like they don't know, and it may make them feel a certain way to make them want to run. When I'm like, what's the problem? And others be like, no, I got to get out of here. I'm like, but he didn't do anything to you. And,
but you know,
hold on. And that may be a reason why people are even scared to even include you. And I'm like, why are you doing this to him? What did he do to you? He did, like, I could tell you done nothing but show love. You taught. You connected so many people to become icons. I don't think people really understand. They might hear you, but I think if people actually really want to learn about entertainment business and understand it and have appreciation for it, they'll really look at what you've done. Like, yo, wow, I didn't know that he was with Howie T, and Howie T's cousin is Chubb Rock, and then you see what they spawn off into what they spawn off, and then more and more, and then you're like, wait a minute, you're the guy that Biggie was talking about in his rhymes and then in the video, and it's like so many people came from this, and it's like the same guy with the same smile on his face in the video, and it's just like, but he looks a cool guy. He is a cool guy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, right? One night, I was at Milk River years ago, and I was leaving with D Nice, and he had a crew of people with him, and he was like, "Yo, man, we going to Brooklyn Bowl. You should come with us." I was like, you know what? I'll go. And I get in the vehicle with them, and there's strange people. I don't know these guys. And he's like, yo, man, I'm telling you, man, this guy here, he ain't no joke. And yo, and he's this. And I said, D-Nice, you got to stop doing that. Like, you got to stop introducing me like that. And here's why. These people are going to believe what you say about me because they don't know me. They know you. I said, but in front of them, have you ever seen me do crime? And he said, no. I said, as close as we are, for as long as we've been cool, do you even know why I went to jail? He said, damn, I really don't. I said, so what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Tell them I went to private school. Tell them I went to college. Tell them that. You don't know those things either, right?
Tell them you're a physical trainer also. You're a physical trainer.
Yeah, you got to stop rushing to the negative because you think that means something or holds weight or, bro, that thing sent me to jail. Why do I want to hear that? I don't want to be introduced like that. Get out of here, man. Right. These people don't know me, but they know what you say and they'll believe you. He said, yo, man, right in front of them too. He said, you're right. You are absolutely right. I am wrong. And I apologize. I said, man, please, man, don't ever do that again, bro. No question. Nobody that's ever been in the streets wants to be in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And from what I know, nobody's talking like how people's talking nowadays. It's like,
it's ridiculous.
It's like everybody has a talk show and is putting out like all of these things where it's like when I was coming up, you didn't say nothing. Like you didn't even know unless you knew.
Yeah. I'll tell you some stuff later on, Sean. Like, it blows my mind.
But anyway, C.Truth, Kev Lawrence, Thermal Sound Waves. We're here talking to Little Shawn here on the program. 2 questions. What did you learn and gain from the business side of things? And you were talking about how people were saying your books were like, that book was like a film. The next, I think you were saying that you're into films, you're getting into films as your next venture. Is that right?
Well, yes and no. So, but more yes. I wrote 2 movies, self-taught. I think like right in the middle of COVID when the schools weren't open. But I wrote my life story, Crazy, and I partnered up with Charlemagne the God to do that. And I wrote the New York version of Friday, right? Because in Hollywood or in film and television, they need comparables, right? So you can come with an idea and you're like, man, this is great. It's innovative. It's brand new. It's never been done. And they'll say, well, we need something to compare this to so we can see how that worked and say, well, this is almost like that, or it's in the genre. It feels the same. That'll work too. You get what I'm saying? So I have studied on my own, learned how to write screen, and I've written each movie in 12 days. The only person in the game that writes that fast is Tyler Perry, right? So, and then a lot of these guys have gone to school, you know, so I might take a course at NYU, but I'm going to end up teaching screenwriting because with all the books that I've gone through, I've never read one cover to cover. Every book is designed for you to buy another one, right? So you never really learn.
The hustle.
Let's slow that down real quick. You just said that you may take up a course at NYU. In addition to that, you're going to end up teaching. Shout out to you for that, Little Shawn. Shout out to you for doing that. Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, shout out to you for wanting to go to NYU or anywhere such like that and also teach people.
Yeah.
I just want to see what the nerds were taught.
Sean, you get it? Nerd, too. You know you're a nerd also, man. You are a nerd.
You're a very forward thinker. You're a very forward thinker because what else people don't know is that you were into publishing early in your career.
He's a nerd.
Before other people actually knew how to like manage that whole game with publishing.
Realistically, I of course I didn't really care to dabble into the other side of things because was understood as need to be explained. So I was more so on the great things you've been doing.
Yeah, but
I was always with that.
Yeah, but see, even if now here's the thing. Let's say you decided to, you still couldn't do it. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, yo, you could go where you want. You can't. You cannot. This is why I don't really entertain a lot of people because I know what you don't know, and I know, yo, bro, you'd be surprised, bro. Like my Instagram, man, I've had all kind of messages, you name it. And I look, if it's negative, I say, 6310 Woodhaven Boulevard, Rego Park. Every day after 5 o'clock, first cigars on me. Like that's where I'm going when I get off the phone. Okay, cool. But, right, so that's the only thing that these people, spewing the negativity online have in common. They either have a private page or you just don't know what bunker they're recording from. Nobody gives up their locations but me, okay? And that's the thing. But nobody, you know what you heard, all incorrect. I mean, bro, at least 85% of everything you've heard isn't true. But the film, whew, it's like a black version of The Departed. Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there that C.Truth is an actor as well, and Kev Lawrence is an actor / let me get a B-roll just for residuals in the future. Just say, hey, what's up? That's all I need to say. Hey, what's up?
Somebody I know reached out to me yesterday, and I know they're fighting a case right now, big case. He might be facing 30 years, and he called me yesterday. Then he sent me a text because I didn't answer, and then I called him back. I'm like, what's up? And he said, yo, man, I need to get in that movie. I'm like, you called me for that? I said, bro, don't call my phone no more. Click and block, right? What's important? And I'm not talking about you guys, but I'm just like, yo, how could you be fighting for your life, right?
True. And
wasting a precious minute talking about foolishness? And that's with the music now. I said, you know what? I feel like doing music. And, I got coffee table records. My MPC and my computer is on the coffee table in the living room. Never moved. So all of that's done right in my house. I don't move. Right? I do all the tracks. I write all the songs, and I just get it mixed and mastered by my man and put it out. This is the first time I've ever been focused on music in my life.
That's really odd, though. That's odd. This is the first time you focus on music in your life.
Think about
However, your footprint in music business is gigantic.
Well, I tell you what, it isn't weird when you think about it, right? If I was as focused as I am now back then, why did I end up going to jail? Get it? It makes sense. Yeah. If you think about it. I never was focused about the music industry because I didn't like the business, right? I love the studio, but after the studio, now you got to go meet with the label and people that don't make music, non-creative. Every time somebody that isn't creative gets to the table, something bad happens. It never fails. Think about it. Everything that's going wrong in hip-hop has been connected to somebody that doesn't write rhymes and doesn't produce tracks.
Facts.
Never fails. I say it and people are like, you're crazy. I'm like, I know, but you haven't thought about what I said.
Yeah, people don't actually, that people are programmed. So they're programmed to hear certain things. They're programmed to see certain things, but they've lost the skill of actually coming up with thoughts and ideas on their own and learning how to decipher things on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right.
What question for you is, many people outside of America usually have many of them have a higher or really huge appreciation for hip hop and hip hop business, with including some people within America as well, compared to the bigger ratio. Has anybody or any entity ever contacted you and say, hey, listen, we know the real who are the intricate pieces in this system of hip hop. We would like you to become a executive over here in Yugoslavia, France.
Oh no. Nah. But it's funny you say that. I just got a contract Saturday to perform in Panama in December.
Oh wow.
Actually, yeah. So I'm like connected with tourism in Panama, right? So every 2 to 3 months, we'll be putting on events. Like we're starting with hip hop. The first one's me, Special Ed, MOP, and the Locks are headlining. The next one will be an R&B show. The third one will be a comedy show, and then we're bringing Comic Con, Sneaker Con, all the different conventions down there. Wow. Probably Charlemagne's Health, Mental Wealth Summit down as well. And actually, I'm writing a curriculum for Rutgers University right now. You see,
I'm so happy and proud of you, yo. Before you go, I'm so happy and proud of you. Like, really.
So you're the ambassador of tourism of Panama.
I'm not the ambassador.
Okay.
That's El General's land. Yeah. That's El. Shout out to him. He's a pastor now. I believe he's into church. El General. He's the guy that created reggaeton. He's that dude.
What's his name?
El General.
El Hina. All right, El Hina.
Yeah, you know the song. You know yes.
Of course, absolutely.
That's the man behind the reggaeton. It really was.
So, but hold on. So, what's the curriculum that you're doing at Rutgers that you're developing?
Screenwriting, man. It's called The Shoe. As simple as The Shoe.
Shoe.
Like the shoes on your feet.
Oh, SHOE. Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Shoe.
Is there a date when that's going
No.
Okay.
No. Not yet.
Maybe
Not
even
yet.
Sean Williams, have him talk with him about that, since Sean Williams does souls, this sneaker thing.
Yeah, I know
he has
Sean Williams, who does the Sneaker Academy down in Dumbo in Brooklyn, right?
You know what? I do.
So yeah, you know Sean, because Sean is from the bush where you came up from. I think he's from, he lived in your area, literally in the neighborhood that you lived in.
Is he 90s?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he tell me that? I did not know that.
He's been making he's been working hard, making massive moves, and he also did the sneaker exhibit in Grand Central. Not Grand Central, excuse me, at Port Authority.
Yeah.
In New York. So he's been doing that.
Yeah, I was supposed to go see him. Yeah. I remember that.
Sean, don't worry about it. We connected you.
Yeah, but he came up in East Flatbush, same
area
as you. Yeah, he originally was Fort Greene first. Then he moved out to the East Flatbush.
Y'all in Brooklyn talk right now.
I'm Brooklyn, so I know this.
I know it too, though. I'm just saying. I'm a Bronx boy, but I know it too, though. Go ahead. Now, we'll connect you, Sean, because it makes sense.
Well, listen, we're going to let you go get your cigar on, but let people know if they want to find out more about the programs that you got going on, especially for the younger kids, man, that need that education, that need all of that, the curriculum that's coming. And if you want to, really learn some proper business, what's the social medias or websites if you have them?
Or the location to get a free cigar.
That too.
We do Cigar Soul one Friday a month at Havana Dreams, 6310 Woodhaven Boulevard, Rego Park. And if not, right, anybody is more than welcome to pull up. We're always there. As far as the young kids, man, and learning anything, my social media is Behind the Smoke X. These young kids, man, they have to not be dragged or chastised or preached to. They gotta have access, information. They gotta see where it's at, but they gotta make up their own minds to want to go get it. Because if you find a young kid right now and he's focused, yo, man, let me tell you something. You thought you was focused growing up? They have so much access to everything. This is why the young kids think that they're always right. Why? Google's in your hand. You are always right. You're never going to be wrong. All you have to do is Google it. You have the right answer. We didn't have that. We had to ask questions, and then we had to trust who we were talking to that was answering what we were asking. You get it? It's different. So these kids today, man, come on, look at Kai Cenat.
Yeah.
Anything they want to do, they can do. So when an artist comes to me, not that I want artists at all, and you're like, yo, I want you to hear my music, I would never listen to your music. You know why? Because you don't have to ask me. You can put it out, right? I'm doing it right now. We had to get record deals. So if you need help as an artist right now, that's a red flag. Look at all these artists that are out. My son releases a song a day from his bedroom. I don't even know. I swear to everything. I cannot make this up. So they don't have an excuse to be lazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to get up off your head and do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
We want to say one more time, man, thank you. And for people that don't know, Rico Park, that's Queens, New York. Yes.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Thank you, and really thank you.
Man, go ahead.
No, I'm cutting you off. Whatever, man. No, because I'm saying it because people don't want to. People are too ashamed, or not ashamed. What's the word? Yeah. People too. I don't want to give them props because you might think I'm sweating them. No, I like to give people props and to say thank you.
Yeah, we give gratitude here, man. Like for real.
Man,
because you thought it was nothing, but I'm like, Clark Kent talks to me like his peer now. I'm like, just for being around you, I'm like, hey, what's up, DJ Clark Kent? Yo, Kev, what up, man? I'm like, hey, sir. You know what I mean? But it's like wow. And it's because of people saying, hey, he's here. And I take that seriously. So thank you. Thank you.
Well,
I got to give you a call about something, too.
Say that again?
I'll give you a call about some other things as well, too.
All right. Just let me know. Shoot me a text first.
Yes, I know how it goes. I know how it goes.
This guy's crazy.
All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, Little Shawn, Thermal Sound Waves. That's what it is, y'all. We got more showing away. Y'all keep it locked right where it is.
All right.
Thermal Sound Wave.